Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kid Lee, and this is episode 60 of the TOR Report. We are just a few days away from the release of Knights of the Fallen Empire. The early access starts on October 20th, with the full release on October 27th. I thought it would be a good idea to go over all the main features of this expansion all in one video. Knights of the Fallen Empire is a major revamp to the game. A lot of people are calling this a new game, SWTOR 2.0, or the NGE of this game. A major story-driven campaign is being added that will be released in chapters. Chapters 1 through 9 will be released at the aforementioned dates, with additional chapters being released early next year. The first 9 chapters are Chapter 1, The Hunt, Chapter 2, Dream of Empire, Chapter 3, Outlander, Chapter 4, The Gravestone, Chapter 5, From the Grave, Chapter 6, Asylum, Chapter 7, Lady of Sorrows, Chapter 8, Taking Flight, and Chapter 9, The Alliance. These will also take you from levels 60 to 65. There are going to be some big changes coming to Flashpoints and operations. All Flashpoints, which are important to the core story, have had a solo mode added, similar to what was done for the Forged Alliance's storyline. These solo modes will be repeatable and will use a new level sync system that lowers your character and power to the level of the Flashpoint. The other story mode Flashpoints have been converted into tacticals, meaning that you can play them at any level between 10 and 65. These Flashpoints will bolster your character, so you never have to worry about being undergeared or underleveled. And you will be able to play with friends of varying levels. As an added bonus, each player can also receive loot specific to their class and their non-bolstered level. So running these Flashpoints will always be beneficial. Hard mode Flashpoints are also getting refreshed. All new hard mode Flashpoints, including the Red Reaper for the first time, will be available starting at level 50 up to level 65. There will be a small bolster to allow for different level ranges to play together. Just like the new tactical Flashpoints, each player can get their own individual loot suited for their class. Let's go ahead and do a rundown of the full list. So starting with solo modes. So this is all of the Flashpoints that are getting solo modes. Black Talent S-List, Boarding Party, Terrell 5, The Foundry, Maelstrom Prison, Battle of Ilum, False Emperor, Assault on Tython, Korban Incursion, Manon, Legacy of the Rakata, Blood Hunt, and Battle of Rishi. Here is a list of the new tacticals. Hammer Station, Athos, Mandalorian Raiders, Kadamimu, Red Reaper, Kuat, Zerkalab, Zerkakor, Korban, Tython, Manon, Rakata, Blood Hunt, and Rishi. And then here is the new list of hard modes. You've got Black Talent, S-List, Boarding Party, Terrell 5, Foundry, Maelstrom Prison, Kaon Under Siege, Lost Island, Battle of Ilum, False Emperor, Hammer Station, Athos, Mandalorian Raiders, Red Reaper, Kadamimu, Kuat, Zerkalab, Zerkakor, Korban, Tython, Manon, Rakata, Blood Hunt, and Rishi. Moving on to operations. Every single operation in Star Wars The Old Republic will be raised to level 65. Every operation will drop a new tier of Elder Game gear, as well as a new variety of rewards such as mounts, vehicles, and decorations for your stronghold. Story mode operations will be playable from levels 50 to 65 and will grant a small bolster. Let's go ahead and move on to the new companion system. This is one of the changes that I am really excited about. Companions will no longer need gear for stats. you will still be able to customize the appearance for most of the companions, and that's not really a change. As you may know, that there are currently some companions that are in-game that when you put the gear on them, it still doesn't change what they look like. So that's not going to change. And then for the other ones, whatever you put on them, it'll change their appearance, but again, it will not affect their stats. The best change of all of this is now that all companions will be able to fill all roles. I know a lot of people, when you're leveling up, you just can't wait to get that healing companion or maybe a tank companion. Well, now, as soon as you get that first one, you'll be able to select or change their roles on the fly, making them a heal, a DPS, or a tank at any given time. So that's going to be very, very nice. And one other quick note on the companion system, their new stat, or I guess I should say, we used to use something called affection. The affection system is gone and is now going to be replaced by an item called influence. It's going to work very similar, but they decided to change the name on that. Let's move on to the crafting system changes. Now, the big thing to take away from this is that the developers thought that there were some of the crafting skills were not on par with perhaps some of the others. So they tried to do a rebalance to make things as even as possible. The different armors that can be crafted by the different professions are now all adaptive armor. So that's one thing they did. They also took away all of the greens. So you're no longer going to be crafting greens by default. You're going to go right into blues and then be able to go up from there. They have also changed and rebalanced a lot of what it simply takes to craft these items. Now, as part of that, you have got the gathering and the mission changes. One of the so-called complaints with the mission changes is, if you're going into it and you're selecting diplomacy, and if there's one particular one that you want, or maybe light side versus dark side, it was always kind of annoying. You'd maybe be able to do one of them or two of them. Then you'd have to wait for those companions to come back in order for the thing to reset. They are now changing that, so you'll always be able to select the ones you want with as many companions as you want to send out. So that's pretty cool. And as far as gathering, at least for me, one of the most annoying things was if you were not able to keep up your gathering skill along with your leveling. You're leveling too fast, you're not able to gather your flowers or whatever, and you'd always run across red nodes that you could not farm, so you were not leveling. That is all being changed. You are now able to mine any node, and what you get from that node is going to be based on your level and or skill. So I thought that was a pretty cool change. It's one of the neater changes that I think I've seen. Let's go ahead and talk about this level sync. This is probably the most talked about item since it has been announced, whether you like it or whether you hate it. So if you haven't heard, they are introducing an automatic level sync system to every single planet. It is mandatory, you cannot turn it off. Basically what it means is if I'm a level 60 and I decide to go to Drummond Koss, it is going to down sync me to the highest level that is appropriate for that planet. So for Drummond Koss, I believe it's like 18. So I'm going to be in level 18. I'll still get to keep all of my abilities, my skills, and all that stuff. It is simply just downgrading your stats. And there's a lot of theories, a lot of rumors on why they did this. The developers have given their own reasons, and it's all part of some of the other new systems that they're putting in-game. But a lot of people believe that they are doing this to try and cut down on all of the gold farming. As I go ahead and wrap up the show, I'll just go ahead and randomly talk about a few other quick little things. First of all of the main stats are changing, if you had not heard that. So, aim, cunning, willpower, all of that is going away and is being rolled into a new stat, which is called mastery. And as part of that, all the gear is going to be changing, the datacrons are going to be changing. and just sort of everything across the board. Everything should be updating automatically, so you shouldn't have to worry about anything that you already have. Speaking of Datacrons, they did announce that there will indeed be legacy Datacrons. It'll be a new tab you'll be able to go into with your characters, and you will be able to actually buy the Datacrons that you want. Now, they actually have not shown what's going to be the currency on that. Is it going to be money, cartel coins? They have not mentioned. They've shown the screen, but they actually have not said exactly how you're going to be able to buy them. So that's going to be something that'll be uncovered on Tuesday. A couple other quick little things. They are indeed adding the random mount and random pet buttons. By default, they're going to be part of Legacy, and I believe they said that those are going to be free. So that should be pretty cool. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, that will go ahead and do it for this video. There's all kinds of probably other little things that I didn't talk about, but I was trying to keep this video featured on the main things that are changing. But I think everybody is pretty excited and pretty pumped up for most of what we're going to get to see here, especially the incredible story that we are hopefully going to get to experience together. But if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you all so much for watching. And with that being said, everybody keep playing and have fun.